So I wanted to come on here and talk about another story that has hit close to home, and this one is even closer to home because of location. Because this happened in DC involving this young lady right here whose name is Keisha Young. She attended this bar or went to this bar called Nellies, which is a gay bar in down in DC. And I'm gonna get into some issues that the bar has come into in the past, but let me focus on this right quick. So basically, she was at the bar, and it's Pride Month, so I don't know if she's in the academy or she was there because she was just out partying and she just happened to go to that club. And something happened at the club. I think they said somebody had snuck into the club with a bottle. Of course, which you're not supposed to come into the club with your own bottle, at least not get caught with it anyway. And they got caught or whatever, and then a brawl broke out. And she got caught up in pretty much the crosshairs of it because one of the security guards thought that she was the one that they were going after. And then in a case of mistaken identity, she was pulled by her braids and dragged down the stairs. Now, the video has gone viral. I'm not going to show the video on here. I didn't even want to use the picture of her being dragged down the stairs as the thumbnail for this imagery. So I use this picture right here, in which I'm guessing she did a virtual interview. And it went viral, and like people are still talking about it right now after a couple of days have passed. Now, the security guard who dragged her down the stairs happened to be a black man. And I said, I know where they about to head with this. They about to say, there goes that misogynistic, toxic masculinity black man putting his hands on a black woman in an aggressive manner again, and protect black women and all. And as a matter of fact, I'm looking at a picture to the side because I'm on Google, and it literally has her GoFundMe, and up there it says protect black women. And whenever I see that and something like this happens, I already know where this is headed and where it's coming from. Have you ever noticed that a lot of times, I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of times whenever they put up the hashtag of protect black women, they usually are trying to subliminally say protect black women from black men? Like when those Asian men were putting their hands on black women, I rarely, if ever, saw that hashtag. When they were patronizing their stores, I rarely ever saw that. But when it comes to a black man putting his hands on a black woman, then that's when they want to jump out with that phrase. That's just something that I noticed. So basically now there's a lawsuit coming about, and she plans to, of course, sue the establishment for what happened. The club came out and has said that they did fire the bouncer who dragged her down the stairs in a case of mistaken identity, and he grabbed her by her hair and dragged her down the stairs. So I know, that's double pain, because you got to think, like, you're being dragged down by your hair, which is braided into your real hair, which is your real hair is in your scalp, and you're hitting every step on the way down as he's dragging you down the stairs, and there's a fight going on. And when I was looking at the video as she was being pulled, I saw some other guys that was in the club. They came from behind and started beating on the bouncer. So, some people did come to her defense and everything like that. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to read this article, and then I'm going to talk about the history of this club and why many of those who are black who are in the academy, sometimes they walk into the line of fire even though they know the gun is pointed right at them. A woman visiting a Washington, D.C. bar during Pride celebrations was pulled down the stairs by her hair and arm in a viral video. The incident took place in Nellies Sports Bar on Saturday, and the woman, identified as 22-year-old Keisha Young by NBC Washington, says she believes bar security mistook her for someone else. I feel like even just separating race from it, no man should ever handle a woman in that way. That should never be okay, Young told NBC Washington Monday on a video call with her lawyer. In the video, a black woman is being dragged down the stairs by her hair. Onlookers appear shocked, and someone from the crowd throw punches at security. A fight ensues between multiple people, and at the end of the video, security is attempting to pull the people involved out of the door onto the sidewalk. Young said the bouncer thought she tried to bring a bottle into the bar, NBC Washington reported. She said she has bruises all over and believes she may have also sustained a concussion from the incident. After the video went viral, protesters showed up outside the bar chanting justice for Keisha and protect black women. Young was at the protest and told a WUSA 9 reporter, "I want them," and by them she's talking about Nellies, "gone. I didn't expect it to turn into something like this, to be honest, but I'm feeling very warm that a lot of people are out here helping support me," Young said. WGLE reports police arrived and all Patreons left the bar after. The DC Police Department emailed USA Today the incident report Young filed on Monday about the alleged assault. In the report, she stated she had bruises and complained of pain all over her body. She went to a local hospital and was treated and later released. The Nellies Sports Ball Instagram account posted a statement Monday stating it immediately terminated the independent security vendor and was conducting a full investigation. "We offer a heartfelt apology to all who witnessed the horrific events of this past weekend. No matter what behavior occurred prior, nothing warrants mistreating and disrespecting one of our guests," the statement said. What we can say is we have heard the concerns of BIPOC, which is some intersectional phrase, and academy communities. The bar said it would be closed this week to understand what they can do to create a safer and friendlier environment. Now, let me address the bar right quick, because in the midst of me learning about this story here, I also learned that this bar had some history of anti-black racism that happened back in 2018. And I'm trying to see if I can pull up the article. Okay, so I found an article that was posted back in April of 2018, where it says on March 30th, there was a controversial flag that was hung up at that particular bar. So they had 3 flags hanging or flying. They had the American flag, the Academy flag, and the Blue Lives Matter flag, which of course is that white and black, or that white and gray flag with that blue stripe. And we all know what that means when we see that. So basically, they displayed at that moment that they were pro-police. They were back the blue. Interesting, right? That was at this particular bar at one point in time, and that was back in 2018. Now, it's crazy because when I'm looking at the article, you had people saying that, they would boycott this place. They're not going back to this place. And it was mainly coming from people who were in the academy who were black and everything like that. Let's fast forward to what happened with this situation. And in the video, you had a black woman being dragged down the stairs by her hair because of mistaken identity. A brawl was going out. It was black people there who was fighting at the same bar that they said they would boycott. So this is where the hypocrisy comes in. Not taking away from what happened to this woman by any means. But if you know that this establishment has racial undertones, well, in this case, overtones with that flag, why would you still patronize them? That's what I'd like to know. As big as quote unquote pride celebrations are, you mean to tell me that you could not find an area that would have catered to people, that would have catered to you, that would have welcomed you with open arms? Now, they say that this thing started because allegedly she brought a bottle into the bar and whatnot. But I wonder if that's even the real story, or if that's the whole story and part of it. Because when I looked at that video, it looked like Stonewall. And if you look at the Buck Breaking documentary, it gives the true story about Stonewall, but that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like Stonewall 2021 minus the burning. Like literally almost play for play. Now, like I said, it is messed up what happened to her, mistaken identity, and she got caught in the crossfire. At the same time, they know that this establishment has been called out for their racism, but they still decided to go anyway. And they're going to gloss over that. They're going to gloss over that and really only focus on what happened with her at this particular time. And throw the cherry on top of the person who dragged her down the steps was a black bouncer, a black male bouncer at that. So they're really going to harp on that. But to be quite honest, the first time I heard about this story wasn't even from anybody in the academy. People who I've seen do commentaries about this so far weren't even from those in the academy. Kind of reminds you of what happened with the whole Ed Buck situation, and the same scenario played out there. I mean, is that a coincidence? I'm not sure. But they'll come together if they have to blame a black man about something. They will come together and they will probably harp and talk about that more than anything else. But y'all knew that this club or this bar had some anti-black racism to it, but this is what happens when you put your sexuality before your race. That's why I said that intersectionality crap does not work. I swear the only people who fall for that intersectionality shit are black women, mainly feminists, and the academy. Because it's no way black men are falling for that crap. Hell, we were locked out of so-called intersectionality because we were never allowed to go in. And that's okay, because we see what intersectionality is. Look at the entire premise of the BLM organization. That is intersectionality at its core. And we already know how we feel about them.